I'll go on record saying this, and I might upset a lot of Clemson fans when I say it, but I'll look directly into the camera when I say it. Smoking Pig, the Smoking Pig is better than the SO Club.
What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? Nathan and Alan here. We are your Heel Brothers, and it is week 6. North Carolina is getting ready to take a visit from those Clemson Tigers from Death Valley. Alan, this is a different kind of scouting report, man. We always like to have people on talking about the team we're going to be facing that week, giving our viewers just a look-see of what kind of team they're going to be seeing on the field on a Saturday. And normally it's a podcast or a reporter, but dude, we got special guests here today, to say the least, man. My good buddy, your current coworker now, my former coworker, but a good friend of mine, a guy who took us to our very first Clemson game just a couple of years ago to watch Drake May and Amari Hampton fumble the ball a few times and lose a game. Up there is Mr. Wes McIsaac and his son, Austin, man. Good to have you guys with us today here on the Hill Brothers and the Scout Report. Welcome in.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having us.
Dude, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Dude, this is a good time. So when Clemson was coming up for the scouting report, first people I thought of, I had to give a guy to this guy a call right here. We talk North Carolina, Clemson all the time when we're on the road, and still now during work, and we just have a good time with it. And you took me up there to our first Clemson game a couple of years ago. Had a good time. Want to go back to, was it the Whistling Pig or something of that nature up there? Yeah. I want a barbecue bowl from up there. We got to get back up there. Baseball season is coming, so we have to do that.
Yeah.
We go watch two good teams play each other. How about that?
Yeah.
But it's going to be an interesting game this week. I'm looking forward to it. I know you're a little nervous, but you're going to be all right, brother. It's okay.
Well, I'm past nervous. I've accepted the team we have this year so far. So yeah.
Well, it's been a rocky start for both teams currently. North Carolina comes into this game 2-2 after losing by a lot to UCF just a couple of weeks ago. Clemson coming in as well, a team 1-3. This hasn't happened in the Dabo Swinney era, if I'm correct. And newfound territory for you guys. And I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts and opinions. So to open this thing up, real broad question. What can Carolina fans expect from this Clemson team coming in?
That's a good question. Well, thus far, not the normal Clemson team, as you alluded to. Don't know why, getting a lot of our people back from last year, and I don't know. I mean, Austin and I've talked each week. I'm waiting for this. Okay, where's the Clemson team? Where's the Clemson team? It hasn't happened yet, but maybe through this bye week, coming to Jesus kind of locker room get together with the team. Maybe this week will be, the team we expected preseason, but who knows? That's my who knows. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah, I think Tar Heel fans should expect what they don't typically expect, right? A stacked roster from Clemson nonetheless, but the results are just not there. I think your Vegas spread, I don't know what it is now, but it's probably going to be inflated. Typically from Clemson, at least on our side of things, we see holes that we always say, if we fix this, then, we'll be unstoppable. But I think this year there's so many holes. There's so many, let's say, areas both offensively and defensively that can be exploited. I think the Tar Heels should expect that they can attack some of those and potentially have success that way. So I think they should expect to be competitive. I mean, I don't say that to be a humble fan because we've had such a rough start. I think there are a lot of parts that we don't have that we're typically used to having, that Tar Heel fans should have a sense of confidence that they could exploit some of those.
And boy, wouldn't I love to have that confidence. Oh, God, I would love to have that confidence right now. But North Carolina against P4s has not went well. They've lost by 30-plus and almost 30 again to P4. So Group of 5 and FCS, we know how to win those games. But you guys talked about this team coming in, and normally I'm an offensive guy, and we're going to get to offensive questions, but there's one question I want to ask you in particular. What is the feeling around the program, within the fan base, about the head coach, Dabo Swinney?
I'll start off. I feel like I have less patience when it comes to coaching and staff changes.
Amen.
After the Troy game, I had there were people with less patience coming out and saying there needs to be changes to happen now, and I was at the point that Dad alluded to, that this roster's there, this team's there. We saw it last year. The continuity's there. It's just got to all come together. We just need to be patient. After the Georgia Tech game, I thought maybe Georgia Tech was just a good team. We still need to wait. But after the Syracuse game, that was the first time I said that there needs to be not just staff changes, but significant staff changes. Not necessarily mid-season, maybe at the end of the year. And I still believe that. But there's just a sense of the expectations versus what we're actually seeing on the field. I do think there needs to be staff changes. I have a little bit of grace for Dabo because of the success that he's brought. So part of me wants to say it's time for a change on that realm, but I think I have enough grace that if I were AD, I would probably give him a chance to rebuild, refresh the staff one more time and see if there's results maybe later down the road. And again, I know we're 4 games in. Maybe I'm jumping to start in harsh conclusions, but 1-3 is unacceptable. I mean, Dabo talks about the standard and what the standard is and what he has established as the standard, and 1-3 is just not that. Yeah, I think we're a little spoiled being Clemson fans, and this is not the standard. He has set the standard, and it's not up to par thus far this season. Now, barring anything drastic in a positive way, next couple of weeks, I kind of agree with Austin. I think continue on through the season, learn and grow from what you can, but at the end of the season, I think some significant changes need to be made. Coaching staff. Significant changes needed to be changed in Dabo's philosophy. To change, college football has changed, and him not being willing to change, I think this is a little bit of the result. I mean, it's not all that, but I think he has to just hit the portal, fill in players where he needs to fill in, and I think they'll give him an opportunity to do that. And if he does, and this still continues after even next season, then like Austin, then it might be, a time for a change at the top, but we'll see.
And Alan, real quick before we go, I mean, if Dabo is gone, who's going to replace him? Look at this guy, the way he's dressed today. He's got the headset on. If he just had like a little mic on it, dude, he would look perfect out there as head coach for the Clemson Tigers. Go ahead, Alan, take it.
Sorry, Jesus, Pete. Let's talk about the defense. That defensive line came back with a lot of experience. Peter Woods, TJ Parker. You brought in a guy from Purdue, the Will Helt, and it seems like he has been your most productive member of that defensive line, and which is kind of surprising because everybody was talking. It was Peter Woods this, Peter Woods that, and he had to record a sack. Is everybody just I guess, for lack of better words, focus on Pete Woods and everybody else just gets to run free? Or is he seemingly struggling this season to clog up the middle?
The answer to that question is yes to both of those fronts. I guess what I've seen, and I haven't broken down the film to see double teams, triple teams, but I think what was present last year was exactly what's present this year as far as how offenses attack this defensive line. It was TJ Parker, it was Peter Woods, and then you had 2 other guys that were, I'm going to say, mediocre, right? You had, whether it was Dinoff on the other side, and then you had just another, again, average defensive tackle. So I don't know that the scheme has changed at all this year, but to your point, the effort, maybe a little bit of the stats obviously are off. So I think there's holes all over the defense, and I truly don't know if it's a locker room issue, if it's an effort issue, if it's a leadership issue. But you're right. I mean, TJ Parker projected first-round pick. Peter Woods projected first-round pick. Parker has 2 sacks on the year. Peter Woods has none. there's just not the stats aren't there, the disruption's not there. And to your point, Will Helt's on the other side, and he's our sack leader this year. He's wreaking havoc. He's having success on that side of things. So you would think adjustments would sort of even out that line, and you would see some disruption on the other side from Parker. The other thing about TJ Parker is, sacks are one statistic, but tackles for loss and tackles in general are another statistic. And he's missing tackles. He's not filling gaps. He's not holding the edge. He's not just doing his job outside of the sacks and the obvious statistic that people look at and focus on. I think a lot of it is effort. And I don't know if it's game flow, if we start going, falling behind and that's an effort drop off there. I think there's more problems than just lack of statistical gathering or sacks and the effort. I think there's a overlying issue on the defense that we can maybe get into in a little bit, but yeah, we're just not seeing the same two players and those guys that we saw last year. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. The first against LSU, Troy, and Georgia Tech, somewhat Georgia. The defense, played rather well. Out there a lot. Offense going 3 and out, but at Syracuse, it was just like they took several steps back. And like Austin said, I haven't seen much film, but just listen to different podcasts, Clemson podcasts, Tiger Net, stuff like that. They said Peter Woods is getting double teamed a good bit. I don't notice it. I don't watch the defensive line much when I'm watching games, but TJ Parker, I've watched him and just missing tackles, and a lot of it, like also, I think it's just lack of effort, just not having that fire in him, like he had last year. But why is that? That's not typical of, a Dabo team. Of course, he's got a different defensive coordinator in Tom Allen, but he brings that fire. They compared him to Brent Venables, who's a fiery guy. But I don't know. It's that in Capehart, another returner that's, clogging up the middle. I just hadn't seen it. I don't know. I think it's a lot of effort and who knows, coaching. I don't know.
You brought up something in your answer that I really want to hit on for this question. And you're talking about lack of energy, lack of effort. Me and him had a conversation just the other day about what is the reason for that? What's going on, especially in the Syracuse game? And that's kind of the game I think we're all kind of zeroing in on, because you go up against the LSU team, one of the top teams in the country. That's a good loss. 17-10. That's a great loss, right? You hate you lose that game in your home, but that's still a good team to go lose to, right? Georgia Tech, that's a team that plays everybody hard. Whether we know that as North Carolina fans, they love playing hard. That's what they do, right? And they get you on a walk-off field goal to win the game. Okay. Good ACC loss, in my opinion. As long as Georgia Tech stays healthy, I think they're a good team, right? Syracuse comes in. Where my question is let's talk about Cade Klubnik, right? Cade's a guy, Heisman, quote-unquote, potential candidate coming in. I think he was in the list of top 8 or something of that nature coming in. He's thrown for 996 yards this year. He has 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, a 46.8 QBR, which is 90th in the country. Do you think there is some, and we're seeing this in North Carolina, especially with our offense, where the defense gets tired out and maybe they're not coming with as much energy because they know, hey, our offense is not going to reward us?
Yeah, I could see that being the case, especially since, like I said, the first 3 games they were there, but then the last game, when the offense definitely weren't producing against Syracuse, you could tell the defense stepped back. Now, why though?
Good question.
It shouldn't be the case. The defense usually keeps us in the game, but to see that is really discouraging too, and just adds on to the question mark of this season. So, yeah, and that's a good point you make, Nathan. Going back to the LSU game, our offense scored 10 points. That's not typical for Clemson, and you could certainly see where a defense, would sort of maybe lighten up because of that. But the game was so tight, it's such a big stage, big atmosphere. I think the defense was dialed in, and I actually felt better coming out of the LSU game about the team than I did going in. We competed. LSU is a great team. The Georgia Tech game, I think, played exactly into the scenario that you're referencing now. The first half, the offense could not stay on the field. Defense was playing. I don't have the numbers, but I'd love to know how many snaps the defense played against Georgia Tech in the first half of that ball game. That wears and tears on a team when you're out there for, 30, 40, 50 plays in the first half and knowing there's another half to go. How do you give the same effort if your body's worn down going into a second half against a tough team?
Right.
I think Syracuse, that was a little bit of a different script because Syracuse came in and did whatever they wanted from the start. They were running the ball up the middle. They were throwing short passes. They were throwing deep passes. They kind of did whatever you want. So I'm starting to think that maybe it is a confidence thing for the defense that, maybe they don't think the offense is going to click, and it's a mental thing. It's a mental game at this point. So, it wears down with the offense when Cade and those guys can't get going and they're, 3 plays and they're off the field and the defense is back on. How do you keep that motor going for 4 quarters?
Right. And that's a point because it has to psychologically, not only that, being on the field. North Carolina is noticing that a lot right now. Our defense plays really well for a little while, but if you're out there on the field consistently, then boom, it's not going to work. It's not going to work out for you in the long run. And what is it about what about the offense there? That is the biggest issue. Is the offensive line? Is it the run? Is it the lack of running game that we've noticed from Adam Randall, the wide receiver turn running back? Where is that disconnect coming on offense?
This is a more sensitive topic for me because if you go back and look at the depth chart from Clemson and Texas in last year's college football playoff game,
right,
there are 3 players from that offensive depth chart that you will not find on any depth chart that you've seen this year.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is a left guard. He went undrafted. One of them's a tight end. He went undrafted. And the other one's running back Phil Maffa, who carried the ball twice in that ball game. And I think he was drafted in the 7th round. So you can see where the hype was coming into this season. As you return 8 offensive starters, you have a ton of continuity on the offensive line. All of your weapons are still there. Adam Randall actually showed a little bit of potential in that Texas game. So you can see why we're excited coming into the season that, man, we've got all this continuity and, how many other teams can say that? I know North Carolina had to flip their roster. And so you expect to see some growing pains there. But the offensive line, you go back to the trenches and the offensive line's not getting a push. Obviously Adam Randall, converted wide receiver, now playing running back, is a big guy. I don't know if it's vision for him that he's not seeing these holes. He's not getting a ton of yardage, but the offensive line's not getting a push. The LSU game, they were in Cade's face. The other team was the entire time. So you've got an issue with the offensive line. Cade himself is struggling. He's not seeing things after the game, and it's easy from the couch to notice these receivers are open, but I think Cade sort of locks in on a target before the play starts, and if it's not there, he's in trouble. He's scrambling.
Hey, we know that.
he's struggling to make a play happen, and then play call. And there's been some film breakdown that shows that Riley's not putting guys in the right spot to create success, and that's showing. So it's a culmination. To me, it's not just one thing. It's not one issue. It's a culmination of things. And it's a shock to us, and that's why we're so disappointed, because it's that continuity. 8 guys coming back, it should reap success, coming into the year. But we're certainly not seeing that. It's just frustrating as Clemson fans to see that we're not as successful as last season. Yeah, I think it starts up front, and Matt Luke, offensive line coach, he's got some good recruits coming in, but what he's done since he's been there, we haven't been able to run between the tackles in years, even before he got there. But it starts up front and missing assignments. I watch Eric McLean on TigerNet, and he breaks down. It's good. It's called The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and he breaks down film of games. And I was watching it against I think it was Georgia Tech, and offensive line just missing assignments. I mean, letting defensive end or tackle go free, double teaming when they shouldn't. And Eric McLean, being a former offensive lineman for Clemson, noticed that and pointed it out. Of course, I don't see that during the game, but just stuff like that, just simple stuff that Dabo says we can fix, but it's not getting fixed from week to week. So, it definitely starts up front. It'd be nice to be able to run the ball. And Cade, even when he has time to throw, he's just – it's not there, reads his first read. Again, watching that film that Eric McLean, he'll lock in on the first receiver that's open, but he won't pull the trigger. And Eric McLean's like, why throw the ball now? I don't know what he's seeing. I don't know if it's with him up front, doesn't have confidence in that offensive line and gets happy feet. But just doing, being a third-year starter, doing other things that he shouldn't be doing this part of, this far in his career. I noticed in the LSU game, he'd have a pocket. Instead of stepping up in the pocket, he's trying to run outside the pocket where our tackle's blocking the defensive end. Stuff he could get away with in high school, but definitely can't get away with now. He should know that by now. So that regression in Cade's kind of, concerning. And then Adam Randall, yeah, he's a big guy, receiver, but Austin and I were talking about it. I still think he has that wide receiver mentality when he's running. He doesn't hit the hole, wide open head, lowering his shoulder. He just kind of steps and then, which, he should seem like he should know that by now too, but, being a runner, but that, I can't complain about that. But I think also giving him a break. We got other running backs coming in that need to have a shot. Some Gideon Davidson, highly recruited freshman in there that give him a shot. And I know there's more than just running the ball and catching. You got to pick up the blitz, but just I'd like to see more of a substitution with Adam Randall and don't run him, in the ground like they did Maffa last year.
Yeah, he's got. I was looking this up last night because we've just prevalent, right? Adam Randall has 70 touches on offense this year. He's run the ball 57 times and he's caught 13 passes, and he's also returning kickoffs. And so that's 70 touches on offense. The next closest, at least in touches, is a receiver who's caught 24 balls.
Wow.
So when things aren't working, we're just handing the ball to Adam Randall, and we're 4 weeks. I expect to see that change a little bit because you can't sustain that. But from a running back perspective, I think the other running backs have like 4 or 5 carries.
And that's pretty surprising to me, just considering you guys during the offseason picked up our wide receiver guru and Lonnie Galloway, and I kind of expected a whole lot more from that. Alan, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just going to touch on that Randall. I was looking at his stats. He's carried the ball 57 times, and he's carrying it at an average of 5.9 per carry. That's hard to complain with.
Yeah.
And you don't want to run the guy into the ground. But dadgum, every time you turn around and hand it to the guy, he's getting you 50%, a little 60% of that 60% of that first down on every time he touches the daggum thing. So
shoot,
if North Carolina's defense can hold him to less than that, I'll be pretty pleased with how the defense plays out. But going to your cornerback, your secondary, Avian Terrell, he seems like you're everywhere, do it all type guy. He hasn't had an interception yet, but he's made 22 tackles. He has a sack on the year, and he's forced 2 fumbles. Is he kind of been like the highlight of the defense so far this year, just being all over the place?
Yeah, I think definitely him. He's really living up to his hype as a definitely maybe a first, second round draft pick. But yeah, he's one of the bright spots on defense, really out there giving effort, hustling, whereas others, you can't really say that. He covers his side pretty well. Now our other corners that have been out there hadn't done so well. But yeah, I think he's definitely been, our highlight, one of our best players, him and Sammy Brown. But be a leader out there. That's what we're kind of looking at, get in somebody's face. I'd like to see that more of him, when somebody makes a mistake, get in their face, and when they're do something good, come dap them up, give them that. I hadn't seen that much in him or any of our defensive players this year thus far.
Yeah, and I would agree. He's our CB1. He's our number 1 corner. We should expect game-changing plays from him, and he's proving that this year. He's locking down guys. Obviously, as the defense as a whole is taking a step back, but he's proven that he's still productive, and he's improved, in my opinion, in the tackling realm. Now that we've got, we're giving up more plays to the secondary as far as run plays, and he's having to square up and tackle. I think he's showing improvement there. He's certainly one of the highlights of the defense. Still is.
And Alan, if you're okay with this, I want to keep this thing rolling here. Listening to you guys talk, and I didn't really piece this thing together until just about right now. It's amazing at some of the things that you guys are saying. Most of everything that you guys are saying that you're seeing is issues and also some bright spots has also been very similar to us, and that these teams are very similar in the issues that they're having. Quarterback position, a quarterback locking in on one. Now, for us, North Carolina, our quarterback in Gio Lopez is hurt right now. We don't know if he will be there. There's a lot of speculation that he more than likely will. We will see. I think all of us as North Carolina fans would like to see Max Johnson get the start for the Clemson game and see how this thing goes, because we have no passing game whatsoever. If we can pass from me to you, it's a good day for us. All right, and tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. So there's a lot of issues there. So and something I want to hit on too is recruiting. And the reason I say that is because last night, 4-star defensive tackle just decommitted from you guys. Right. Is this a trend that we're starting to see now? Are people maybe coming off of the Dabo train, or you think it's just nature of the beast? This is just a recruiting loss.
I'm going to say both. We saw, it must have been 3 years ago, we had or maybe 2 years ago, we were still successful, had 4 or 5 guys, we were, I'm going to say top 10 in recruiting, and then dropped out, just because guys just left. And I think that was because of the nature of college football. I'm going to say that this decommitment was more or less the success that we're having, or lack of success, I should say, that we're having right now. And I don't think that's going to be the first. I mean, we have a very good recruiting class coming in, and I think you're going to see more decommitments, unfortunately. I mean, it's just, again, the nature of not being a successful program, that these kids want to be part of a successful program. I do think one of the positive aspects of Dabo in recruiting is that he sells more than just program success and
right.
NIL, obviously. So you will see guys that are fully committed, stay committed. But, I firmly believe this is not going to be the last loss of our season from a win-loss perspective. And it means it won't be the last decommitment that we're going to see this year.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I mean, kids want to win. They want to win now. And,
right.
Clemson used to having that name and doing that, and they're seeing that that's not the case. And, maybe they're seeing when they come visit some issues that we don't see, that they're like, oh, but I'm like, I agree with Austin. I don't think this is going to be the last one we'll lose.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. One issue that they have is they have random people rolling onto their practice fields and tackle dummies, as we found out last week from a friend of ours. Guy from UCF was coming down from Florida and was hitting different colleges. And he said he went to Clemson and, basically walked everywhere, and then saw a tackle dummy on their practice field, ran over there and tackled it and walked off. I'm like, what are you doing? And then he walked on walked on the field at Keenan Stadium. I'm like, what do you do? Just walk in? He's like, yeah, man, nobody's there. I'm like, dadgum, man. Holy cow. Like, what kind of a program Dabo running over there?
Depending on his form, he might mess around and get a scholarship.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, he's in his 40s, but he might can get it taken care of, man. He's got some money he can put into himself.
They might hire him as a tackling coach with all these missed tackles, apparently.
Hey, yeah.
There you go. Another thing I want to say that you talked on Dabo and his recruiting pitch, and a lot of times he sells more than just football. I tell you one thing: when me and Alan were in the ACC kickoff room, in that interview room, in the main press conference, boy, he sold me on Clemson. I was ready to go sign up. Like, bro, I'll sign up. Like, put me in the basic study. Like, put me as a janitor. I don't care, dude. I'll go to Clemson. Alan, do you got anything?
I mean, we can talk about Wade Woodaz. I mean, I know.
Yeah,
he's obviously important. I mean, he's your leading tackle guy. I mean, what can you say about him that people don't already know? I mean, he's just the do everything senior. Been there, done that, and really just seems like he gets everybody in the right place at the right time.
Surprisingly, my comment on Wade Woodaz is regression.
Something
I
you
talked
didn't
to
know
Dad about him this week, and actually, I see a lot of Barrett Carter in Wade Woodaz. And Barrett Carter came in just a freak athlete. Freshman year, he showed that he had the potential to be the best linebacker that Clemson has ever had in their program. So freshman year, he showed out. Sophomore year, man, he's getting better. And then all of a sudden, junior and senior year, Barrett Carter becomes potentially a first, second round draft pick to, is he even going to be drafted conversation. Wade Woodaz, I'm seeing the same thing. Freshman year, you're like, this guy's special. He's going to be great for the program. Sophomore year, he's going to be our defensive leader. When Barrett Carter leaves, Wade Woodaz is going to be the guy. And this year, it's just been disappointment. I mean, our defensive line, albeit not getting sacks, tackles for loss, they're still holding their own. Linebackers aren't filling in the gaps and making plays at the line of scrimmage. And if you watch Wade Woodaz, and I don't know if it's all his fault, but he's hitting the wrong gaps. It's opening up holes. We're getting plays, run to the secondary. It's been a disappointing year for Wade Woodaz. I would disagree with you. I want to say Sammy Brown is our leader. He's the guy on defense that is going to be in the right place at the right time.
Sammy's a dog.
Hurting the group. Wade Woodaz, I think he's digressed a lot this year. I've been disappointed, to say the least, in his performance.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Austin. Out of position, just missing tackles. That's the biggest thing I've seen. Whereas last 2 years, he was there. But yeah, I mean, Sammy Brown, he's the man. He's the dog.
He a dog.
I mean, he's and I don't know if Woodaz sees that and kind of. Who knows? I'm reaching for anything, these days. But I mean, he's been a disappointment because we got a very good, capable of having a very good linebacking core. But as of now, disappointment. Wade Wood has been a very big disappointment, whereas Sammy Brown is still the man.
Sammy Brown is a dog, man.
Changing of the guard.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man, that is one thing.
I wouldn't expect. I mean, I ain't watched a ton of Clemson games. I watched the LSU game, but I wouldn't have guessed it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And that gets back, in my opinion, to coaching. Is why are we seeing? I talk about Barrett Carter now. I'm talking about Wade Woodaz. Will we see this with Sammy Brown next year? Is the regression? Is it a coaching thing?
Yeah.
And that's where we're asking questions. We don't know from the outside looking in. We don't truly know.
That is that it would if Sammy Brown starts progressing, that's going to break my heart. I'm telling you, man. I love that video since he came out of high school.
Everything feels better when you're sleeping in silk sheets. So maybe make it to the mountaintop, and you're like, I just ain't got to try hard because I'm already here.
That's right.
Yeah, that is something to think about. But I want to ask, and I'll turn this over to Alan. And Alan, you can, if you have another question, great, or you can go straight to our fun question after this.
Yeah, it's fun question time.
It's fun question time. Yeah, it's good stuff, which we kind of already know, but it's good to let it out. But
I don't know.
Well, yeah. So anyway, but as Clemson fans, what do you want to see out of this game on Saturday?
I think for me, just to get back where we were, get out of that funk and be I'm still optimistic that, after LSU, I was like, okay, Troy, we're going to come out and we're going to correct those mistakes against LSU. Well, we had to come up from behind to beat Troy. So after Troy, we go Georgia Tech. I hadn't seen that yet. I want that against you guys. Maybe this, bye week and the team coming together and having that team meeting and that we'll see Clemson football that was expected in the preseason. That's what I'm hoping for. I mean, and we'll see. I mean, but from the last couple of games, right from the beginning, you can tell. I mean, even the Syracuse game, them running down the hill, supposed to be the most exciting 25 seconds of college football. Well, it wasn't Saturday. I mean, and Austin and I talked about it too, that I could tell from the get-go but hopefully we'll go to Chapel Hill and have those dogs step up and we can make a statement and y'all can help us turn around our season, man.
We always catch y'all when you're really mad, so it's just gonna happen.
I'll have to agree. Energy is what I want to see. I have not seen any player on the field step up and be an obvious leader. We're not in the locker room. We don't know what's said. I've heard, Peter Woods had a halftime speech against Troy that I hate that we're having to have a halftime speech against Troy, but I heard that Peter Woods had a halftime
I wasn't going to say it. I
I
wasn't going to say it, but yeah.
Turn things around. So I want to see
That's
effort and
somebody
leadership. I don't know which comes first, if it's leadership and then effort. Hopefully it's effort and leadership at the same time. offensively, I want to see us stop trying to hit the home run and just get the chunk plays. I'll take 7, 8, 5 yards and just work the ball down the field, keep the defense off the field, let them scheme on the sidelines for the next North Carolina offensive possession. I think we're making things too complicated on offense. Let's just line up. Let's just run our play. Let's get chunk yards, sustain a 10, 11, 12 play drive, get points. That's what I want to see. Defensively, I think that comes it's a mental thing. It's effort. I think that comes with the effort. I want to see the offense get back to the basics and just have a variety of play calling and just get chunk plays and sustain drives. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
It's that time.
Well, I mean, I guess y'all kind of already hinted on it with the Howard Rock and everything. But you can get into that. You can get into that one also. But we like to ask the fun question, like any traditions around the university when it comes to tailgating football, college. Let's see, TCU, they have the Hypno Toad. It's a whole thing.
Clemson definitely tailgates. We found that out for sure. Y'all have what kind of fun do y'all have up there in Clemson? What's some things that if you're going to a Clemson game, you got to go to see?
I think this is probably prevalent in a lot of programs, but Tiger Walk is a big tradition. Depending on the game time will determine when the Tiger Walk. And this is the players coming from the team hotel, entering into the stadium, wearing their suits, walking down the long brick pathway. Fans will gather around and see all the players, before they go into the locker rooms and prep for the game. That's a big one. Obviously, general tailgating, the band will walk around playing. But getting there, to me, getting there early, something about what Clemson calls the Walk of Champions. And they do this on the road, too, when they're warming up before they break into their individual groups. I think this is after stretching and just general warm-ups. They'll do the Walk of Champions. They'll start at the 20-yard line, lock arms as a team, and walk all the way to the end zone before they break into their individual groups. To me, that was always chilling for me because it's symbolic of family and a team, right. And it's something that Dabo integrated. So I don't know if you guys plan on going to the game, but that's something that you'll see.
I will be there.
The Walk of Champions, and that's typically.
I may or may not be there.
Oh boy, here we go! Live watch party or live Tar Heel game day there from Jeff's tailgate. Are we going to be doing that?
It depends on if Jeff comes through with these tickets or not. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Oh, that's right. And 3 a.m. is when I'm leaving. By the way, get excited for that. Anywho,
Wow.
Yep. Not
tell
me.
me.
I'll stay home.
Tell me about the place, man. You know what place I'm talking about. Tell me about the club.
Oh, the SO Club?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's we got to hit that, man. That's tradition too. Of course, when we were there, it was a little crowded, and if you're not there early, it'll get that way. But I'd like to take you guys to SO Club on me. It'll be on me, man.
Hey.
Oh, wowee. Okay.
I'll get
Sign me
2
up.
fries. I'm gonna get double fries, boy. Yes, sir.
I'll get a sweet tea instead of a water now.
Oh my gosh,
I'll go
man.
on record saying this, and I might upset a lot of Clemson fans when I say it, but I'll look directly into the camera when I say it. The Smoking Pig is better than the SO Club.
Is that where we went?
Yeah,
that was where I was smoking pig. I thought it was whistling.
Pig.
Where did I get whistling pig from?
Yeah,
fired.
that is good.
It's very good. It's very good.
Yeah, I guess the atmosphere maybe isn't quite as good as SO. SO is more about atmosphere. It's right there near the stadium and tailgating and all. But yeah, Smoking Pig is it's up there, man. Big Nate, that bowl's pretty good, isn't it, man?
Dude, I've been talking about that bowl since I left out of there. Boy, if I could have ate 2 that day, I absolutely would have done it. It was great. And that was actually a really cool place, man. It's kind of a place off the side of the road, kind of by itself. And then really nice atmosphere there, too. I mean, it's got the place to do the cornhole and hang out, chill out, do the whole thing. And I like the way they
I had to park like 2 miles away, so.
So what?
I had to park like 8 miles away when I went, so.
You're really the side of the lake, wasn't it?
Man, you were running late. That's what happens when you run late.
Yeah.
Didn't you have to park on the other side of the lake?
Yeah, it was on the other side of the lake. Catch a ferry, catch a bus. Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome, man. But okay, so we always talk about, we talk about traditions and things like that. But what are your when you're going to Clemson to go watch a game? Okay, what's that day look like for you? Do you have like a set routine that you do? Like we do the same thing all the time. What do you guys do?
I want to get there early. I'm one of those people that part of the game day atmosphere is being there and absorbing the atmosphere as a whole.
Right.
You see people rolling in. If it's a 12 o'clock game, they're rolling in at 11:30, or 3:30 game rolling in at 3. That's not me. I want to be there. I want to smell the charcoal.
Well, time out. My son had a soccer game
Okay.
that morning. He
Blame it
had
on
to
your
play the
son,
soccer
okay.
game, and then I did like
Poor
100
Bryson.
the whole way. I can't help you. It's like 4 hours away.
Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
What's amazing is the reason that we all ended up being up there to begin with, but that's okay. Go ahead, finish up.
Yeah, so being a part of that atmosphere early, you know, and if it's a 12 o'clock game, I mean, part of that routine, unfortunately, requires, you know, cracking open a beer maybe not at 9 a.m., you know, before noon beer. It happens on those noon games.
Before noon.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of before noon beers.
There'll be like second breakfast. I mean,
Oh,
So
it's
yeah,
8
sitting
a.m.
around, setting up a TV. The other part of getting there early is the cell service is typically good when the crowd's not large. So you can watch the college game day, and if it's a later game, you can probably catch some of the early slate games. Just being part of the atmosphere really is my tradition. I just like being there and absorbing everything, because I you know, I'm not one of those. When I was there, obviously attending Clemson, I went to every game, but now it's, you know, 2, maybe 3 a year. So really just taking all that back in. Just being a part of that atmosphere early is definitely part of my tradition.
Yeah, same here, tailgate. I hadn't been to the game in a while since Austin and his brothers graduated, but getting there early, I think I don't do it every time. My father graduated from Clemson, class of 1960, and he has his name. The class of 1960 put all the alumni's or graduates' names in the sidewalk there at Clemson, and I like to go check that out and see my dad's name. And my brother also, class of 86, he's got his name there too. Just, you know, and if I take somebody new, which I didn't get to take y'all because Alan had us behind, but I like to show people.
Never mind. Next time we go, I'll be there waiting on you. I promise.
There you go.
I will
But
be there.
know,
I'll sleep in my car if I got.
There you go. You know, stuff like I said, I don't do that every time, but you know, if we take somebody new or, you know, family member, I like to go show them my dad's name. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, to end this thing, I'm gonna give Wes the floor here, because what people don't know is that this guy right here, he comes from a family of Clemson Tigers. This isn't just they became fans because Dabo came in and he's won championship. Nah, I guess his mom and dad met up there at Clemson.
They actually met in Kershaw, but Dad went to Clemson 52, 53. I can't remember. He went for 2 years. It was actually Clemson A&M when he went, and he dropped out, went in the Army for 2 years, and met Mom, and they got married after he got out of the Army, and came back and finished at Clemson. Finished in 1960. My brother Ken graduated from Clemson in 60, and then of course 3 of my sons, Cameron, Tanner, and Austin, all are Clemson graduates. So it's in the family, man.
It's in the family, man. They've done some awesome works for you guys up there, man. And you know, I'm thankful for you guys to be able to come out here and have fun with us like this, man. This has been a good time, you know. Yeah. And I think the viewers are going to enjoy this one a lot. You know, this has been a very wholesome, you know, scouting report. Yeah, we got a game with 2 teams that don't look the hottest right now, but you know what, we can still have fun.
Yeah,
and enjoy our time.
Well, I mean, you look at it too. You guys you said we were similar earlier, but you guys have a whole new coaching staff, 70 new players. I mean, you're still trying to find your continuity. We don't have that. I mean, we supposedly have that, and you know, we're similar, but we're on total ends of the spectrum in that way. So that's why it's so puzzling to us. So. But we talked earlier. I think Belichick, y'all get it together. I have confidence that, you know, with him and his coaching staff, y'all, it just takes time. And you know, the Tar Heel fans have to be patient. I know that's hard to do, but kind of like us. Hopefully, yeah, I think he'll come around and y'all be okay, man.
I'm a Tar Heel boy. I'm a Tar Heel bred. Dude, it's a struggle to say the least. By the way, the point spread is a 13.5 point spread in favor of Clemson for this game. I'm honestly surprised it's not bigger than that, to be honest with you.
Oh, let's get to some score predictions soon.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, score predictions. What do you guys got?
First, we appreciate you inviting us on here.
Absolutely.
Nathan and Alan, we appreciate it. When Dad called me before the season started and said that this was a possibility, I was excited about it. And part of that is obviously the opportunity to do this, right? This is fun, no matter what the records are. Talk football is something that we do every day, right? Yeah. The other thing is with the expectations that Clemson had, and then you got Bill Belichick coming out. I was like, man, this is going to be interesting. There's a chance that Clemson's going to be 2-0 in the conference. We're talking, the media, national champion.
Yeah, we was talking game day.
Yeah.
So we was talking game day in the hill.
This is going to be fun. We're going to be talking about how the offense has exploded because all these guys coming back. And then, there's always that factor, Bill Belichick might take this group of 70 new kids and turn it into something, right? And like Dad said, there's still that possibility with Tom. But here we are.
Noon, 12 o'clock game on a crispy Saturday morning with a hurricane looming. Oh my gosh, man! I tell you,
we're at the media days, right? I mean, that was part of the buzz, in Charlotte was that this was on the schedule. Those two coaches were in the same facility.
Had their own interview together.
Yeah.
Sat down and chit chatted like two old chums. I tell you, man, it was it's something else, Bub. But
What could have been? Maybe somewhere in the alternate universe, the multiverse. Both teams are undefeated.
Clemson and North Carolina end up being in the ACC championship at the end of the year, man. Wouldn't that
technically our ACC season is still alive?
Yeah, y'all have. This is y'all's first ACC game.
We beat it in the top.
I'm going to play that back at the end of the season.
Y'all have a better chance than us. We already got 0-2.
We're at the very bottom of the
ACC. So.
Oh my God, dude, we're gonna look. I'm gonna look back at me saying that at the end of the season and say, "Boy, this man was so full of hope." Go him.
I didn't say out. I said, "Wouldn't it be something if that would happen?"
I hope somebody dubs that. But okay, give me some score predictions coming out. What's this game look like at the end of at 4:15 Saturday? What are we looking at? What's the end score?
It's probably going to be a longer answer, but this will be game number 5 for Clemson this year. I think the eligibility rules would you get a maximum of 4 games, and then so there may be some with the bye week. Now there may be some changes in personnel. I don't see a whole lot of that on Clemson's side. Maybe my hope is that Randall, isn't used as much as he is. Again, my hope is that Clemson can hit on some of the chunk yard plays and not try to hit the home run. I did go back and look at a little bit of North Carolina highlights. There are some similarities. It does look like North Carolina's defensive line with the 4-man front gets a little bit of pressure and can make that pocket look a little strange. Cade's seeing ghosts. He's got happy feet. I think that the defense for North Carolina might see some success. Is it going to be Gio? Is it going to be Max Johnson? I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I feel like Max Johnson would make me feel less confident about us than Gio would, just based off of what I've seen.
We are in a church. Please, Lord. Please, Lord.
If just what I've seen from North Carolina, what I've seen from us, I want to say 30-17 in favor of Clemson. That puts it, right at 13 points, I think is what you said Vegas is looking at. I'm going to say 30-17 Clemson.
Hey, we would score 17 against the Power 5. Let's go, dude.
I'm about to say, we haven't broken 10.
We had 14 against ECU.
Oh, I forgot Max got the 14.
Yeah, I'm calling it now. Max is going to make your start, which, I agree with Austin. That's a little more concerning for us. He's that pocket type quarter. He's pedigreed. His dad was an NFL quarterback. Will we get pressure? Will our defensive line step up? I don't know. I hadn't checked. I don't know what kind of offensive line you guys. I think when North Carolina and Clemson meet, it seems like it's like a funky score or something. I'm predicting like 22-18 Clemson. I think it's going to be close. I think it's, but I think in the end we will prevail 22-18. That's my prediction.
Wow, you're being very generous to us. Look at you go. It's just because he's on the show. That's what it is. He's just he's gonna leave and be like, we're winning 50-3, which also wouldn't surprise me. I can tell you this much now. I will not be picking North Carolina in this game, and we already said that in the preview predictions. We already expected Carolina to lose this game. I was hoping it would be in like a 22-18, something close, a competitive game there at the end there. But this has been fun. We've had a good time today.
You're not giving your score prediction?
No, not we'll do that in the preview predictions. I honestly don't know what mine is yet. And
I already know. I already know mine.
oh, go ahead. Have at it, Captain.
It's 34-10.
30-14.
No, 34-10.
Oh,
34 to
10.
10. Man, Max is going to have a great day against us.
Boy.
we're only going to score 10.
No, that's Clemson. It's not UNC.
Hey,
No, it's a get right game for Clemson. I
we'll see.
don't see this team. I don't think this team's going to be much better than Troy, to be honest.
I worry about Bill Belichick and his ability to scheme in game to game. I think LSU wrote the script for how to stop Clemson. You're probably going to see a lot of man-to-man on the outside. I don't know how good North Carolina's corners are. You're going to see a lot of man-to-man on
They have one.
TJ Moore and Bryant Wesco. Against Texas, I want to say in the playoff game that they ran a lot of zone defense, and Cade was able to sort of, throw those passes that he anticipated where the receiver's going to be and has success. Our receivers are good. They're not big. Man coverage, they're not as physical as we would hope they would be. Bill Belichick knows that. He's going to see that. You'll see a lot of man coverage. You'll see a lot of disguised blitzes. I want to say I think Cade's not going to be as comfortable as you guys think he's going to be.
Yeah,
Pray for Caleb and Marcus Allen on Saturday. Thad, I don't think Cade will target number one very much. Our corner Thad Dixon, I don't think nobody really has. I think he's after all 4 games. I still think he's been targeted maybe less than 10, 12 times all season, and none of them have been for completions. So that's good. But Marcus Allen and Caleb and Gavin Gibson to a lesser degree, and that's going to be an issue. And you guys are wired. Same thing with our receivers. Our receivers are a little bit more wired. You were talking to Andrew Jones of Tar Heel 24/7, our reporter, great dude. He was telling us that no receiver is above 190 pounds. Alan, is that right?
No,
Like
I think Jordan Ship's like 210, 205.
Yeah, I think he outside of Ship. I don't think like Culliver, Vari.
No. All those guys are like 180, 190.
Right. Yeah, they're thinner, wiry guys. So that'll be kind of interesting to see how that goes. I just want to see us have a passing game, quite frankly. And if Max Johnson starts for us, I feel more confident in the game. I think the offense would be better. Still don't think North Carolina's going to go win because I think Clemson will figure out a way to get right here. But anyway, this has been so much fun. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this. Thank you all for watching. Be sure and tune into the preview and predictions. Also, the live Tar Heel game day in Chapel Hill. Looking to be right back up there with Jeff Blackwood, potentially Allen. I'm now hearing this potential. We'll see. It would probably be an early morning. But that would be okay because it'd be for you guys. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good game. I'm glad I get to see this game live and in person. And my section that I usher is the 50-yard line. So it's a good time. So I'm really looking forward to that. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. And as always,
go Heels.